should I pay down debt or invest? I'm Adam Henry, certified financial planner and managing partner at Rockmore Wealth Management. And today I'm going to walk you through what we like to call the debt conversation. First step is determining whether or not the debt is good or bad. Good debt is characterized as the kind of debt that is going to help you build your wealth, improve your financial stability, or improve your earning potential. Examples of good debt would be a mortgage on a house or investing in a business. Bad debts are characterized as debts that are used to fund your lifestyle or to buy depreciating assets. Examples of bad debt include credit cards, payday loans, or unsecured lines of credit. A quick rule of thumb, if you have bad debt, and the question is, should I pay down debt or invest? It's a no-brainer, pay down the debt. End of conversation. However, if you have good debt, we can move on to step 2. Step 2 is determining how much debt do you have relative to your net worth. The higher amount of debt you have relative to your net worth means the higher risk you have by not paying down that debt. A reasonable, healthy target for an individual household as far as debt to net worth ratio is in the 25 to 50% range. We usually say 40%, no higher. If your debt to net worth ratio is within that reasonable range, the next question you should ask yourself is, how able are you to make those debt payments each and every month? In other words, how consistent are your income streams? The more consistent and guaranteed your income streams, the less risk you're taking by carrying that debt. Once you've gone through those questions, now you get into the actual math and psychology of whether it makes sense to pay down the debt or invest. Here's the math. If you are borrowing or paying an interest rate of, say, 3%, and you can invest and have an expected return that is higher than 3%, there is an opportunity cost to not investing and paying down that debt, meaning the math suggests invest the money. The mortgage example is the most simple example I can give. I have a mortgage of 3.5%, but I have an investment portfolio that is invested for growth in the long term with an expected rate of return of 8%. Well, taking money out of an investment account that's growing at 8% to pay down debt at 3.5% mathematically doesn't make sense. But now we jump into the psychology. Does having debt or carrying a mortgage give you stress and anxiety? I have quite literally had people tell me that they lay in bed at night losing sleep because they have debt. This is where subjectivity comes into play. Just because the math says it might be better to invest and not pay down the debt faster, if the debt is creating stress and anxiety in your life and you will feel more comfortable or be happier not having that debt, then who's to say it's a bad decision to pay down that debt? So you can go all the way through that debt conversation, have a great understanding of the pros and cons of each decision, but at the end of the day, if it stresses you out, pay down the debt. It's really that simple. Anyone that says you're stupid for doing so doesn't understand that there is a psychological element to this decision, and every single person approaches it differently.